Good morning, students. In today's class, we will communicate about Chandragupta Maurya and his administration. How Chandragupta Maurya came to power, how he established his empire, and how he became the ruler. So, let me speak. Chandragupta Maurya was the first national ruler of India, and he was the guiding spirit behind the Mauryan dynasty with the help of Chanakya, his prime minister. So now I will start the topic. When the political power of India had become imbalanced or chaos in 323 BC, and the Indians cried for rescue from the foreign yoke. At this juncture of history, a great personality took birth and took a strong promise to establish peace in India and to bring the political unification on Indian soil. That great personality was Chandragupta Maurya, the hero of the Mauryan dynasty and also the founder of Mauryan rule in India. So, we can highlight Alexander's invasion to India and the monopoly ruling of the Nanda dynasty regarding the rise of Chandragupta Maurya. You know, Alexander invaded India in 323 BC and defeated the king Puru and brought the region of Jhelum under his authority or under his administration. Very soon after his invasion, Alexander breathed his last in 321 BC, as a result of which his generals declared themselves as the powerful provincial rulers on Indian soil. Then they started their monopoly in India, and at the same time the people of Magadha were also suffering under the high-handedness, oppressive ruler of Nanda dynasty. Their suffering cannot be pictured in words during this time. There started a revolution and they wanted a strong personality who can face and defeat the Nanda rulers and can provide them a peaceful life for smooth running of the administration. So, in this critical point of history gave birth to a fittest personality who came in rescue of the Magadhan people and defeated the generals of Alexander and made India free from the foreign yoke and established the foundation of vast Mauryan empire. Students, the classical history writers have said he means Chandragupta Maurya gave earth shelter under his mighty arm. Now we will discuss regarding the origin of Chandragupta Maurya, how he originated and what was the history of his origin. We have no sufficient record or information regarding Chandragupta's origin either in epigraphic or in classical sources. Hence, we depend on various Puranic sources for the origin of Chandragupta Maurya. The ancestors of Chandragupta Maurya were not known to anybody. Anyway, it is true that Chandragupta was the founder of the Mauryan Empire and he was the first ruler of that dynasty. Aryan described him as Sandrokotos, and Plutarch described him as Androkotos, and in Mudra Rakshasa he was described as Vishal Kulahina Maurya Putra. Mudra Rakshasa says he was the Vishal Kulahina Maurya Putra. So, from the view of Mudra Rakshasa, we came to conclusion that Chandragupta Maurya had no any origin or had a very low origin. And also, the word Vishala speaks that he was a powerful and a mighty king. And from the Junagadh rock inscription of Rudradamana I, it is known that Chandragupta Maurya was the first ruler of Mauryan dynasty. From Vishnu Purana, again we came to know that he had a low origin or base origin. According to Vishnu Purana, Maurya title has been derived from the title Mura, and the Mura was the mother of Chandragupta Maurya. Mura was one of the Sudra wives of King Mahapadmananda. So, according to the name of his mother, Chandragupta Maurya entitled himself as Maurya, or his dynasty was named as Maurya. Of course, there is also a great controversy regarding the view of Vishnu Purana, because from the grammarian point of view, Maurya is a masculine name, but Mura refers to a feminine name. So, according to some commentator, Maurya title was not derived from the name Mura. On the other hand, according to them, it is a name of a Kshatriya clan. It is a name of Kshatriya clan. So, they said that Chandragupta Maurya belonged to a Kshatriya clan. Dandiraj, another writer or commentator on Vishnu Purana, held the view that Mura was a Sudra wife of Mahapadmananda. According to Buddhist and Jaina literature, Chandragupta Maurya belonged to the Kshatriya Maurya clan of Pippalivana in the reign of Nepalis, or in the region of Nepal Torai. His father was the chief of the Mauryan clan, and after the death of his father in a battle, Chandragupta Maurya was brought to Pataliputra by his widow mother. There he came to the notice of Kautilya and was brought up by him. Kautilya took the responsibility of his education and care in order to take revenge against the Nanda dynasty. In Jaina literature, Divya Nikaya, Divya Vadana, Jaina Parisishta Parvana, he has been described differently. These books narrate that Chandragupta Maurya was born of a woman who was the daughter of the chief of the village peacock tamer. There he came into notice of Kautilya. This Kautilya was the prime minister of Chandragupta Maurya in a later life. So he came to notice of Kautilya, and Kautilya, after giving proper training at Takshila, made him the king, and later on Chandragupta Maurya appointed Kautilya as his prime minister. Kautilya applied Chandragupta Maurya against the oppressive rule of Nanda dynasty to take revenge. So, after defeating Dhanananda, the last ruler of Nanda dynasty, he attained the throne of Magadha, and then he started his conquest. Now, we will discuss regarding conquest of Chandragupta Maurya. Conquest of Chandragupta Maurya was divided into 4 phases. Phase number 1, liberation of his own land from the Greek generals. Phase number 2, war with Dhanananda. Phase number 3, war with Seleucus. Phase number 4, other conquest or southern conquest. Now, number 1, liberation of territory from the Greek generals. After the death of Alexander, the generals of Alexander divided the territory of India, which was conquered by Alexander, into several parts. That division was made according to the Treaty of Triparadisus, which was signed in 321 BC among the Greek generals. So, in the first phase of the conquest, Chandragupta Maurya defeated the Greek generals and made some of the territories of these people or the generals free from foreign yoke. In that treaty, name of the governors was not mentioned. So, it is probable that he defeated the Greek generals in 321 BC. So, after the death of Alexander, he started his aggressive imperial policy and conquered the Sindh, Punjab and some regions of river Jhelum. According to Plutarch, Indus was the boundary line between the territory of Seleucus and Chandragupta Maurya. So, he conquered up to Indus, and then he turned his attention towards the Dhanananda. Then Chandragupta Maurya started the conquest against the Dhanananda. Of course, by attacking Pataliputra, he was defeated for the first time, but later he succeeded in his expedition. According to historians, Dhanananda was murdered in the battlefield by Chandragupta Maurya. But other writers differed in their opinion, and according to them, Dhanananda was allowed to leave Pataliputra after he was defeated. Then Pataliputra was declared the capital of Magadha, and then Mauryan dynasty was established there. Now I come to next point. Then he started war against Seleucus. This war was started in 305 BC. In that year, he conquered Area, Arachosia and Paraponisodai. Then the treaty was ratified by matrimonial alliance. Then he conquered the southern India from the inscription of Ashoka, and it is known from that inscription that he conquered Saurashtra and Maharashtra. He also embraced the Jaina religion in his old age. From the inscription, it is also known that when he was going for the conquest, he was surrounded by a circle of women and then by a circle of men, because he had a strong belief that women were the source of energy and inspiration for him. Next we will discuss regarding the other achievements in my next class. Thank you.